So it is a really kind of gloomy morning, but I woke up this morning and I was like, I need to have a conversation because this past week I have really been feeling honestly like awful. I have not been happy. I've been really struggling. This week has been really hard. And I don't know what it was from. Like, I just had a lot of emotional issues, like mental, physical, like so many different like things were just coming all together, and I just did not feel good at all. This is me. I'm gonna show you and tell you what I do when I do not feel well. When I'm just having a hard week, like we all have hard weeks, whether it's for like, I don't know, something crazy insane, like something awful happens in your life, or even if it's just anxiety and depression, which it was for me last week. Like, we all have different things that, you know, knit and pick us, and they just don't feel good all the time. And so yeah, let's get down to business, and I'll tell you some tips and tricks, just things that I do that have helped me in the past when I just have had a really hard week. So go outside. I'm outside right now and I'm just hanging out with my dog. I have my blanket. It's finally turning into fall and it's a bit chilly here in the mountains, and it just feels really nice to just sit outside and like bring in the fresh air and just breathe. Because what do you do when you have anxiety? Like, you either breathe excessively or you just don't breathe. Like, there's just, you know, like you have to breathe. So that was my tip number one. Tip number two, get yourself your favorite drink. So this one is just my favorite cup that I have. It says keep it cozy. It's just a cup of coffee, and there's just something about having that like morning cup of coffee, whether it's like, I don't know, whether it's tea for you, like there's just something about having that cup of whatever that makes you happy. And like for me it's tea generally, but sometimes I really want coffee, and I don't really, it's just a habit, you know. It's comforting, it's warm, you just hold it, you want to sip it, you know, like it just makes you happy, right? That was tip number two. Tip number three is to light a candle, or even like put in essential oils in a diffuser. Let some essential oils fly in the air and just breathe them in because they feel really nice and they make you feel better. So, okay, this one is the coolest. I don't know if you can see it. This candle is like I think my sister got it for me. It's Snickerdoodle. Yeah, it's a soy candle, which that's so cool. And it's Snickerdoodle and just kind of makes me think about the holidays. So like, why would you not be happy when you have like festive scents? So yeah, it smells so nice, and it's just really unique because it's like in a bottle, like an old can. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Next thing is, if you have a dog, cuddle it. If you have a cat, cuddle it. If you have an animal that just makes you happy, brings you some joy, cuddle it. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Just do whatever makes you happy, and if that's cuddling or like, you know, taking a nap, that's fine. Hey Bubba. Hey. My little monster is right here. He's crying. So let's see. Put on something that makes you happy. Like, this shirt is one of those shirts that just makes me really happy, and I don't really dress up. Yeah, I wear a lot of athletic clothes, and I wear a lot of like sweatpants and just like baggy clothes, and I just don't typically care. But this shirt, like, it's very flattering and it makes me feel good, and it's good like fall shirt. It's kind of light, but it's still long sleeve. And yeah, it just it picks up your mood, you know. When you kind of start dressing less like a bum, it'll definitely pick up your mood. Yeah, this sounds so dumb, but make your bed. Like, I don't know, if you don't make your bed and you walk in your room, like, you want to go back to sleep and you just don't feel great. But if you make your bed, you're like, ooh, kind of looks good. Like, I don't want to sit on that bed, I don't want to mess it up. And it'll just like help you kind of like leave the house or leave your room, go do something else. Yeah, so it's just a way to kind of motivate yourself. which is always good if you're having a crappy week. Yes, so my next tip would be to go on a drive. Whether that is to the beach, whether that is to go see a mountain, whether that is just to drive down the street. Go on a drive, let your windows down, just feel the breeze hitting your skin, like, just feel earth, like, do something. Like, I love to go on drives and just look at the leaves, look at the trees, look at whatever makes you happy. Like, go, just do something, and just keep your mind really busy. And like, nature is one of those things that it always grounds you. So if you go on a hike or something, you're bound to feel better. Like, you're not gonna go on a hike and you're like, oh god, that was the worst hike ever. Like, man, I feel so much worse. Like, I don't feel grounded at all. I hate nature. Like, I hate the earth. Like, you're not gonna do that. Like, no, you're gonna go on that hike and you're like, wow, look at that view. Oh my gosh, like, it's so beautiful. Like, why do I complain when we have such beauty around us? Like, you're just gonna start kind of questioning some stuff, and you're gonna be like, what the heck? Like, the earth is so beautiful, like, in its own way. And then it starts to make you think, wow, I'm actually in this earth. Like, I get to see this. I get to feel these things. I get to experience nature. I get to experience all this beauty around me. And it just helps you to feel more grounded, happier, secure, confident, whatever it is. My next tip would be to I'm a big advocate for personal development, whether that is reading actual personal development books or it's just reading books that kind of have like a personal development aspect. There are those books that are like super like, get off your butt, get going, do whatever, like, get out of your hole of just feeling like crap. But then there's also books that are like, kind of like biographies, or just people talking about themselves and how like they've had experiences. And in a way that's kind of personal development in a sense, because you're like getting to relate to the other person that's like experiencing specific things, and maybe you're going through the same things as this person. So there's different ways to do kind of that personal development, like genre. But for me personally, I am really into audiobooks. So if I am busy, or I'm driving, or I'm like working on something, if I'm cleaning, like whatever it is, instead of listening to music constantly, and sometimes if you don't feel good, you don't want to listen to music, like it just makes you more angry or it'll make you sad. So the thing that I stick to is I'll listen to personal development, like audiobooks on tape. So one that I'm listening to right now is called Rise Sister Rise by Rebecca Campbell. Hi buddy. And it is such an uplifting book. And she's written another book, I think it was called Light is the New Black, and it was absolutely fabulous as well. So personal development is always a go-to. If you are having a hard time, know that you are human. Like, that's normal. Like, we all have different times in our lives where we just don't feel good. And for me, this past week has been a time of the full moon, and I feel like the full moon really affects me. And, you know, certain things just trigger you to be really sensitive or just to not feel good. And just know that you are perfectly fine the way you are. Every negative or positive thing that you're experiencing in your life, like, it makes you who you are. And just, you have to learn to accept and just be aware of how you act with specific situations. And just tell yourself that you love yourself today, because you are important. You are meant to be here, and you are just such a special person. And if you guys liked all these tips, I hope that they help you. They help me. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I love you. You're special in your own way. And I hope the best for you. And I hope that you feel better if you're having a really bad week or day or time in your life. So I love you. Follow me, subscribe, whatever makes you happy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!